What's up, everybody? It's your boy JT.
And Nene. Let's get into the episode.
Welcome to the Pillow Talking Podcast. It's your boy JT.
And Nene.
And happy June.
Yes.
It's crazy we're in June already.
Terrible.
Year's literally halfway
month.
over. And happy to be back. This episode is going to be a tough conversation. For if you are the type of person who doesn't like accountability, if you don't want to be better, if you don't like having real conversations and, self-reflecting, might be a tough one for you. But yeah, this episode is about accountability. So we just go through different things that we've been dealing with. Hopefully it helps you.
Yes.
Yeah. So let's get started. So the first thing, the obvious thing, I think for us, the biggest thing is just like, hey, we have to be more accountable in our let's just call it our business endeavors. Like, I think we do a lot individually. Like, obviously we both do our thing. But I think as far as the dreams and goals that we have, the only thing that's stopping us from getting to the next level is us. Like, we have the financial means, we have the equipment, we have a studio, we have everything, the talent to, we just got to do it. And for us, like, we had I don't want to say it's an argument. The argument was really because Dom just types very bad. Let's just be real. But anyway, we were trying to book studio time, and I think that just caused chaos.
Everybody knows me. Everybody who texts me and talks to me.
Text is not a word. Text is the word.
Well, cut it out. Everybody who talks to me knows that I do that. So, which is crazy. I don't know, y'all.
But anyway. So we kind of have an argument because I felt like, hey, we've been putting off, and she still hasn't booked the studio session.
Wow.
We've been putting off booking, getting the song done, and it's like, for what? Like, we have the song written. I got all my friends to produce it. It sounds amazing. We just got to get it done. Yeah. And it's like, you just keep putting off day by day, and that adds up. And it's kind of crazy because when we talked about this 2-3 weeks ago, I was like, in 2 or 3 weeks, we're going to be in the same place, and we are still in the same place. So it's like, at some point, you got to look yourself in the mirror and say, today is the day that I stop procrastinating, stop putting the stuff off, and just get it done. Yeah. Like, today is day one. Like, hopefully, I feel like we all have something in our life, whether it's working out, whether it's whatever, school, anything. We all have that thing where it's like, okay, let today be day one. I don't care if you listening to this at while you're going to sleep. Yeah. Start it tonight. Like, do something. And that goes for us too. So like, we were just talking like, okay, we got to do a podcast. There's no reason why we can't do a podcast. We just don't do it. Yeah. Like, life happens, and then we just put it off to the next thing. And you look up, it's a new week. So,
and in our life, and I know people always like, they try to make. I found out that people see us and they see we have kids, and a lot of times you see people give you an excuse for your, that excuse is your kids. They be like, "Oh, we all got kids. I know y'all got," but no, our life is very like, as far as our children, if they're not sick, they just regular every day. There are times when the house is super quiet, like when they are doing their own thing or are napping.
We are past the.
So we have a quote unquote like scheduled reality. Like
we are past the time where we have to be 100% flexible, eyes on kids because they might, self-destruct. Like, all of our kids are able to, they're at an age where they're able to self-sustain themselves for periods of time without, parental guidance or intervention. The only time we really have to intervene is really when they're just getting too rambunctious or too wild, or they're just arguing over something. But they're at an age now where they can go be to themselves for an hour, 2 hours at a time. And honestly, when they are in school all day, the house is empty. Yeah. I'm blessed to have a great career where I can work. We're all
blessed for that.
Where I can work from home. I can work from anywhere. So it's not like we have a situation where we don't have time. And I agree that sometimes people just give you built-in excuses in life, and you just go with them. Yeah. You just say, I got to work, or I got to do this. But it's like, in reality, the people who do achieve stuff, it's not because they are more talented. It's not because they are, they might be more talented. Let me stop.
Sometimes they might.
Let me stop hating. It's some talented people that you just can't touch their talent. Yeah. God has given them. Yeah. But it's usually because they work hard. Yeah. And that's the thing. We see all the time. We see stories of people who, we call them overnight success stories. Like I was looking at the Kai Cenat thing with the Streamer University. Yeah. And people say, man, this dude just blew up overnight. I wouldn't watch his YouTube videos. I just went on the YouTube. Yeah, and I was like, bro, this dude been doing this, picking up this camera for years. Yeah. This is not the product of just let me do it here and see it. No, he kept doing it and he grew, and now he's at a place where he is the culture when it comes to streaming. Yeah, like he is the face of streaming, and it's like that doesn't happen from just picking up a camera once, right? Streaming once. You have to viral, but you have to be dedicated, and a part of that dedication requires the grind, the sacrifice of I'm going to get this done. Yeah. So like with us, we know we have a weekly podcast. We're going to get that done. It's no reason why we can't.
It's no reason.
It's literally no reason why we can't.
It's no reason.
We burn through so many hours of a day. Well, not me, because I'm working during the daytime.
Some days I burn through hours, yes.
But no, we just had to self-reflect and be like, okay, we can be better here. We can dedicate more time to our creative side, to our podcast, to our music, to stuff that we know God has given us the assignment to do almost. Because it's like you can feel like when you have something or a calling and you just don't do it, and then you start seeing people doing what you're supposed to be doing, and you're like, oh, well, I didn't do that. It's been a few times.
Or you kind of feel like you know how when somebody you kind of feel like disappointing yourself because that is something that you kind of were gifted from God. Like that's a lane or avenue that I gave you this, to do, and you are not doing it. So you should feel correction.
When you see for example, I don't know, I've seen times where something pops off that I had the idea to do and just never done it. Yeah. Or it's like a similar idea, oh, this might, and then I didn't do it. And then it blows up. Yeah. It's been times when I told people,
very humbling.
back in the YouTube days, there were certain things that I knew could easily get us to a place of virality. Yeah. Like YouTube before the newer algorithms, it was very easy to manipulate YouTube. Yeah. So much so, there's two couples that I literally told, this is what you do to go viral. They did those things, they go viral. Yep. Because now some of the stuff, the content, I wasn't doing. I'm sorry, I'm not all the fake pranks, and we tried it. I just couldn't fake it. Cringe. Yeah, it was cringe. It wasn't for me, but it was a lane for it. But no, people who work at stuff, you see the results. You see the people who grind. That's why when I always look at Sean, one of your friends. Yeah. He grinds and puts out music weekly, and
from his home,
it's consistent. And when you start getting Grammy nominations, and when you start that don't happen from just
sitting around. What a gift! Because we like to sit back and say, "I got a gift," but okay,
a gift might get you here, but what's going to sustain that?
Come on,
what's going to keep you? When I look at people, like Kev on stage, post a video every day. I know this guy's busy. Yeah. I mean, I seen when he came to our city, he's on tour, he's doing this, making videos before he get on stage.
Right. And being a parent.
And being a parent and being a husband. So it's like the excuses got to stop, bro. And we talking about ourselves, but hopefully you can find something in your life where the excuses got to stop.
Yeah, because, I mean, I feel like we've all been there some points,
and I mean,
and you can always get better, even if you are. It's always something that you're not giving, giving your all to,
right?
In any way, that could be home, outside of home, French, whatever it is. There's something, and I hope that this episode encourages everyone to dig deep and figure out what that is. You know what I mean? Because we have time. You open your eyes every day. You got breath. You got time. So.
Yeah, and I was reading earlier, there's some what psychologists and sociologists look at and say, why do people procrastinate? Yeah. Why do people put off stuff that they know they could do? They have the resources. Mm-hmm. what's the why, and some of them say it's fear of failure.
Yes.
Like people, they will never admit it, but they are afraid to fail.
Yeah.
They are afraid to put time in something and nobody watches it. They're afraid to have the make food and nobody buys it.
Yeah.
They're afraid to open the store and it goes out of business. Yep. They're afraid, and so the fear of failure stops it. Some people literally from childbirth, and we see it with our oldest son, they hate tasks that are not fun.
Yes.
Some people literally, because we have this thing in us that we like doing fun stuff, some people literally hate doing things that causes them to stop and focus and think. They just don't like it. Yeah. They hate the friction of, this is not easy.
Yeah.
I got to take time and do it.
I got to use, even though they have gifts, I got to use my brain.
But like this part of the gift sucks. Like, I can sing all day, but sitting down, mastering this skill sucks.
Or writing something that needs to be correct. Yeah.
Doing scales if you play music sucks.
Yeah.
Like that part. Or, you know, the people who, let's just pick up something. Working out. Like nobody wants to diet.
Or a basketball game. Like
the dieting is the hard part. Like most people have no problem going to the gym.
No problem.
Even paying for a trainer. That's the fun. It hurts, but it's fun.
So I like this. I'm thinking you saying all this, and it's just making me think that people hate or don't like the discipline.
The discipline.
They like the action and to do it, but they just don't. We don't like the discipline part of it, and that's another. I think that's a very big thing right now.
We're not disciplined.
Yeah.
And I think we are a culture who, you know, come in, you know, we look at our parents and then our parents' parents. Mm-hmm. Discipline was a requirement for success. Right. There was no way around really. Yeah. Like I remember when we watched Temptations, we watched these movies. Yeah. The discipline these guys had to practice, to even skip events to practice, to do, like you had to be disciplined, like want it. Like, but then we get to a society now because we introduce social media, overnight sensations, you know, 15 seconds of fame, where people try to skip the discipline and go around it to just the fun.
Yeah, but I think too that like our past generations, our ancestors, they had the discipline. But they probably didn't have the means, or they didn't have that door. You know what I mean? It wasn't so easy. We have the doors, we have all, but we don't have no discipline.
And that's the thing, we have resources now. Because
so imagine if we put that together.
That's what I'm saying. Like, there's no reason why. Like right now, we are shooting a podcast in our house, in our bedroom.
That's crazy.
This wasn't possible. Like, you had to go to a studio. You couldn't, like, if you were to take somebody from the 1950s and show them this camera and set up in a house,
they'd be like,
ain't no way. Y'all should be sorcery superstars.
Yeah.
If I could show some of the producers from back then this computer set up at home. Yeah. Imagine if artists from back in the day had at home studios, like with just a computer and
they'd be like, what? Ain't no way.
Because they had to spend tons of money to go to, like, going to a studio and record it.
Driving different states.
Bro, that was, and that's the thing. So I look at it as like, okay, you have to be better, not talent-wise, not skill-wise, but be disciplined. And I feel like that's across, the lack of discipline comes up across everything.
Yeah.
It doesn't just come up with our YouTube. Like we talked about our finances. We lack discipline because we have resources. When we did the taxes, I'm like, bro, there's no reason we make over 6 figures. And it's like when I listen to my mama tell the story,
for real, y'all.
I listen to my mama tell the story about how when she was being raised, her mom used to clean houses, barely make, I'm talking about minimal money, and was able to take care of them and sustain them. And then my mom watching her do that, knowing that we make more than that. And I'm like, what are we doing? We're not disciplined. Yeah. We're not disciplined, bro. Yeah. And it's a tough pill to swallow.
It really does.
But I feel like it's a part of growing up.
It is. But I think people, so you know how you said it taps into every part of your life. I think people really focus on the part that the quote unquote biggest part to them, because it's probably something they want to do, and they're like, oh my God, I'm so undisciplined. And then you forget that discipline kind of like drops little like specs into other places like finances or
Right.
relationships or
Relationships.
just your everyday living.
Religion.
Then also I don't think people realize that you could be disciplined in one thing and lack it in another area. You know what I mean?
But can you?
Yes, I think so.
I don't see how.
You don't think so?
No, because if you ever look at people who are disciplined, like let's just think.
But what if it's something you like? Then you are disciplined.
We go to the gym a lot. We see that we can tell the people who are disciplined that normally they're disciplined in the gym because they have to,
in their food.
They go every day. They're disciplined in their diet.
You can tell.
They're disciplined in their schedule because they go to the gym this time. They work out. They do this. They're disciplined in their work. Like that would be areas where they could improve.
But they could be thotty.
Right, so they could like discipline somewhere else.
That's what I mean. Yeah, I mean, not something that involves an umbrella that involves everything, but like a completely different thing. Like relationships.
I feel like most of our opportunity for growth is discipline.
Yeah, I think just that.
Like, and I know we focus on.
You got to focus on that.
Most self-improvement, really. I think if I could say, what's the overall self-improvement thing?
Yeah,
discipline. Whether that's finances, whether that's marriage, whether that's parenting.
Yeah, it's going to trickle into everything.
Discipline.
Yeah.
Also being discipled.
Come on.
When we look at religion, that's why we look across.
But discipleship not discipline though?
Like right now, exactly. We look across the social media world, and we see some of the craziest stuff being said over pulpits, over self-proclaimed pastors and ministers, and they lack discipleship. They haven't been disciplined.
Yeah.
So that's how you can get up there and say crazy stuff. That's how you can have all these religious subset groups, because nobody's being discipled.
Yeah.
And I feel like we lack accountability there.
Yeah.
And I feel like for us, it's a like, can't do it no more. We just gotta be better.
And I also, like when you brought up American culture, and I just feel like in a lot in our culture, we see that a lot in our culture. We see no accountability in our culture a lot. And I don't know what it comes from, but it's very okay. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, I don't even understand, because I feel like back in the day, people there was accountability, but it's almost like that's control, maybe. Like accountability, people think accountability is control.
I think
now.
I mean, some people. I feel like most people know. Most people don't have a problem with accountability because when you bring it to them, they don't disagree that they could be better here. Normally, what they do is point out where you lack accountability.
Yeah.
Because I think the goal is to kind of, instead of addressing the accountability, which you can't deny, is to say, again, how can I get off of fixing this discipline? Because discipline sucks. It doesn't feel good to be disciplined.
Yeah, it doesn't. It hurts
until you get disciplined.
It don't.
Then
you
feel
be
good. Because then it becomes the natural, and then you're just doing it. But
that getting there, man, that conditioning is just.
Because I was listening. I love listening to the Dave Ramsey. Those I guess snippets of the show when people call in, because it shows how no matter how much money you make, no matter your socioeconomic status or demographic, we all face or have problems with discipline.
Yep.
Like, people call in the show and they'll be like, "Yeah, we make $500,000 a year and we have $10 in our account."
It's like, what?
Then you have people call in who make $30,000. They're in the same state because it's not about how much you make. It's not about. It's the lack of discipline, and that's why when you look at people that's like, I was just on Facebook and had a guy selling credit repair. And I'm like, yes, some people need their credit repair because legally you can remove, like, there's certain legal rights you have when it comes to credit and credit reporting. But some people don't need to repair their credit because it doesn't fix the discipline issue.
Yeah.
Like, what's the point of getting good credit
if
you didn't fix how you got bad credit?
Yeah. It's just going to happen again.
Now, if it was a situation where, which happens a lot, where, something happened, you recover it, now you're trying to get back.
Yeah.
That's different. It's a situation where, like, somebody used your name, or somebody put bills in your name, or, like somebody sitting next to me, they had 1,000 phones from their ex-boyfriend and whatever. That's different. But I'm just saying, like, it's a place for it, but we have to fix discipline. And for us, that's why we said, she said yesterday, we don't have a budget. I was like, if you say we don't have a budget, we have a budget. Yeah. Our budget is we don't budget.
It's just nothing.
We just spend money. We just earning money because we have resources. And I feel like when we didn't have it, we had a budget. When I met you, one of the things that I was most not attracted to is weird. That's a weird word, but something I liked was that regardless of how much money you made, all your bills was paid. You had food. You made sure you looked as best as you could in your faded glory clothes.
He wilding, y'all.
But a part of me was like, this is the quality that translates now and forever. Yeah. Because if I can marry a woman who can take care of herself, now if I throw in me plus that, we should be straight.
Yeah.
But no, that didn't happen. As we got more resources, as we start making more money, as we start being able to
started to
just go away.
But that's what I'm saying. That's so crazy, huh? Because it's like when you don't have...
I feel like if we could talk to 20 and 21-year-old Dominique and JT and say, you're going to be making six figures, what they would do with six figures.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When we didn't have it. When we were working hourly jobs.
Oh, my God. They would do a lot.
When we were paying, $500 for rent?
Yes. They would do a lot.
That's what I'm saying because we had discipline there.
Yeah.
We were scared.
Right. We were embarking on a new adventure.
We were scared.
And we were very terrified. Yeah. So we tried our best. Yeah.
We had notebooks and stuff written down on there.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
that's why I'm saying I think resources sometimes feel like a blanket of, oh, if you fall, I got you, so it's okay.
Yeah. Then sometimes we look for resources, so we want attention, and it's like, for what?
Yeah.
Like, what's the point? I was talking to somebody like, nobody listens to my music. So what's the point of you have one song? What are you going to do if 1 million people wake up and listen to that one song?
Yeah.
Like, are you ready for
what's next?
Right. Do you understand the process? Are you ready to travel, to tour? Do you have ideas? Like it's so much more that we want to skip steps.
Yeah.
We want to say, or we blame the lack of resource not to do something.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not doing this because I don't have this. Like when I think of music, a lot of times people be like, oh, I need to buy this plugin. I need to buy this thing. I need to buy this. And it's like, no, start with what you got.
Yeah, and get there.
Right. Start with what you got. Then go. Yeah. And it's like, boom. And that's why I said, like you got a cricket machine.
Yeah.
You've had this cricket machine since Mother's Day.
You are wilding.
No, I'm just saying, this is...
Okay, Jonathan, keep going.
You had a cricket machine since Mother's Day.
I did.
You've made one sticker. Now, before we got the cricket machine, I just heard ideas of I'm going to do this and this, but I don't have the machine.
Yeah.
I want to do this, but I don't have a cricket.
And I always got the ideas. I learned that by myself. I always got the ideas. Like, I'm telling you, for anything, I got an idea for it. If you need an idea, I got it. But the problem is that
What's the point of an idea without a plan, though? What is that?
Yeah, can you stop it? This is my segment.
I'm sorry.
Anyway, this is a personal thing, though. But, I always have the ideas, but I noticed that, I literally lack the actual action, the discipline, the doing it behind it. The sitting down and actually planning this thing out. Okay, what am I going to do here? And then doing it. That's...
Doing it, yeah.
And a lot of times for JT and me, whenever we first just started this music thing, I remember I would always be like, okay, so what are we going to do today? Or what are we going to do? And he would be like, do it yourself. Try to figure it out yourself. You could be writing, you could be doing the stuff yourself. And it took me the longest time to just do that. But when I did do it, it's everything just came together so well. The music came from my writings, it was just working so well. And that's just one of my examples, but yeah, the discipline is.
Yep. So it just has to be until it becomes natural, it has to be intentional.
Yep.
And that's kind of where I'm at. Make a sticker. So that's where I'm at now. I have to be intentional about, we just said, going into June. Let's do a budget. Yeah. Every single dollar counts.
Okay, Ramsey.
I'm just saying it does.
It do, but you sounded just like him. But
I'm just saying it does.
It does. It's very true. If y'all don't have never even just watch Dave Ramsey. If y'all are one of those people, if you are one of those
don't
people.
Watch Dave Ramsey. Just watch the call.
Oh yeah. Watch
listen
the
to
calls.
The calls
because
is so informative. Dave Ramsey I love Dave Ramsey. I love his team. They are all millionaires.
Oh yeah, they rich.
They are rich and debt free.
Yeah, and debt free.
So sometimes if you listen to them, it feels almost unattainable. Yeah. But if you listen to the calls it brings it back to reality. Yes. And it forces you to say,
It'll force you to look at yourself. It don't even matter. Yeah.
We sound just like them.
Yeah.
We haven't got to
it's very humbling.
We haven't got to the cliff where we're about to jump off and lose everything.
Yes.
But we on the same road as them because
so listen to the calls there on YouTube.
Right. And like for me, I'll tell you, you can make a clip out of this because a lot of my homies, we deal with this. We deal with like growing up. My parents, although I was spoiled rotten. Like I got what I wanted.
Y'all, JT lived one of a kind life. He was the only child, y'all.
I made good grades.
His parents were established never got in already. Trouble. Yes.
Too. So I got what I want. Everybody, God was great. But the thing was, there were some things that my parents, because they were older, refused to buy. For example, my mom and dad would not buy me Jordans. Not because they couldn't, because they felt like it was a waste of money. And they would always say, you want Jordans? When you get old, you buy your own Jordans.
Yeah.
And over time, if you hear that your whole life. Now, what it did do for me is develop character where I learned to just buy what I like, not because it's the new shoe out.
Yeah.
That's why and I'm not trying to be pleased in my heart. I'm not trying to sound cocky. I would go to school, not everybody else getting the new Jordans every week. I would have on stuff from Stage, stuff from...
Which is still nice.
I'm just saying I would have on stuff from Dillard's.
Yeah.
And still be getting, the girl, still be the cool guy. And then it started to dawn on me, it's really not about the stuff.
Yeah.
Like, if you got to have the new Jordans on or whatever.
To feel some type of way.
That's another story.
Yeah.
But I realized at an early age, that can just be me.
Yeah.
Wear what I want. But when I got older, I started noticing that, why am I buying the new Jordans? And I feel like, bro, it didn't dawn on me till I heard Kev on stage say it one time when he was like, he's healing his childhood thing because he buys shoes. It's like all the shoes I wanted growing up, they starting to come out again. And it's like, oh, I can buy them now.
Yeah.
And so you do it, and I'm like, bro.
Don't even wear them sometimes either. You just have them.
That's what I said. That's real talk. That's how I got your Cricket. Your Cricket, I think your Cricket machine was like $300-something.
Yeah,
I had a pair of shoes in my closet I bought. Found them. Literally found them. I was like, I've never worn these shoes.
That's crazy.
A dude wanted them. He had literally just posted like, bro, I've been looking for these. I was like, bro, I got a pair. I literally just found them. He was like, bring them to me now. Gave me $400 for them. They just sit in my closet. And I went and bought your Cricket. But I'm just saying,
yeah,
I found these shoes.
Yeah,
I've never worn them.
Everybody knows JT has shoes, okay?
But my thing is, I just never wore them.
Yeah.
Like, I buy these shoes. Shout out to politics. I love politics. I buy these shoes and don't even wear them. Just buy them because I can.
Yeah.
And then, so I'm pretty sure a therapist would be like, you're trying to heal your inner child. Yeah. But
there's
it's true.
Some inner child wounds there.
There's some wounds. I don't even know if it's wounds or it's just, I heard it so much that I'm like, if I'm trying to prove that I'm adult now.
No, but it is a wound because it hurt you when you was younger. So it just...
I don't even know if it hurt me. I just think it was...
It hurt your pride. Yes, it did. Because you couldn't get it.
But it didn't hurt me, though. I feel like I feel like I took it the opposite way of...
No, you processed it correctly.
I feel like when my parents told me that, they were telling me that because one day when I have money, that's what I heard. You gonna have money, you buy when you get money.
Yeah.
Not like being sad you can't get it. So in my head, I was like, man, one day I'm gonna get it because I'm gonna have money.
Yeah, but I'm saying your initial reaction probably was sadness.
No, I'm gonna ask the therapist. I'll ask the therapist.
Because that's what
but
kids.
The epiphany that I had the other day, which shocked me.
Really?
What didn't shock me? I was watching a podcast with like athletes, and they were doing either they were like traveling, like they were together, but they were heading somewhere. So it was like kind of like a real. They were just following around.
Yeah.
And I was like, bro, me and this dude got the same shirt on, and I was like, we should never wear the same clothes. Like this N-word is worth hundreds of millions of dollars.
Yeah.
He can wear this shirt.
Yeah.
I should not be wearing this shirt. Like, as much as I love certain, like purple and designers and stuff, it's for a demographic that I am not at yet. So when I put this on, I'm trying to look like something that I'm not. Let's just keep it real.
Yeah.
There's no reason why you should have millions to be wasting money on disposable stuff like clothing.
Yeah.
Like I shouldn't be wearing what the rappers are wearing. Like
keep it a buck.
Let's keep it real. Like they have millions.
No reason.
Like, like I'm literally
like, what are you doing? Because
like I remember, this certain athlete literally he has showed one of his checks like how they get paid. They get he was like it's like every 2 weeks he getting like $900 some $1,000. I'm like, crazy. Yeah, that come on, what are we doing? What are we doing here?
Yeah,
like what are we doing? Here for real? So yeah, that's when I was like, yeah, I gotta be disciplined with buying stuff and just wasting money. Like then that
But you love clothes and stuff.
Yeah, but I can't love it more.
No, but I'm saying I want showing people that you love that. That's something you love. Right. So it's like you, but then like you're also somebody who goes to the gym at the same time every day. So it's like that's just circles back to like people being disciplined in one area and needing help in another area. Yep.
So, yeah.
Like me, I feel like I'm pretty disciplined. Like when it comes down to like making sure the kids have what they need, like or how like for the day. Like I know they gotta eat. I know they gotta like do everything like that. But then like my own personal stuff, just all over the place.
I agree. I said you're a great mother.
Not too much.
That's why I said I literally say that all the time. Like you are an amazing mother, and if you had that same like planning and tact with everything else, it would just be like
I'd just be like, wow, this
So what are steps to take to help with this? I say have tangible results. So say like today I'm gonna do X, Y, and Z that are tangible. Like for us, we know one of our weekly things is a podcast will be done. Mm-hmm. That's easy. Like that's something you can check off, yes or no. Was it done? Yes. If not, do it. Yeah. That's literally what it comes down to.
Like when you see that it's not done, do it. Like
so like when it's gym, yes or no, do it. Yeah. Diet, yes or no, do it. Like just stop making excuses.
Yeah. I like that. I agree with that. And that's so simple because it's like anybody can write that down. Everybody got a phone. Well, most people have a phone. So you type that in your notes. Actually, you could do a reminder. You could do reminders too every day. Mm-hmm. On your phone. You could do timers. Like I think that because we have like I think that we really don't use our resources very well.
We got too many resources.
Like we have so much resources, we don't even use them. Like and like, even with our stuff, like content, like we literally have calendars, AI that can literally put our content
AI will
together.
Do all your content. AI
like we just upload the video and like it's just so crazy. It's like
that's what I'm saying, and that's even
really
past,
like no excuses. Like
that's even past like. You just think 5 years ago, the grind was different because you had to make content, make the clips. Now AI will do it in 5 minutes. So that takes even more off your plate. Yeah. So, So, more of the story here is to be accountable across the board.
Be disciplined.
Be disciplined.
Across the board. Nothing wrong with discipline. It only helps you.
And on like a spiritual thing. The discipline spiritually comes from one, being a disciple, like walking through this Christian walk with somebody that is discipling you. Like, you're not supposed to do it alone. It's not designed for you to do it alone.
100%. Yes.
You need community. Yes. So that's my thing. Like, being disciple enough to be under somebody and learn. Yeah. And not feel less than because of that.
Yeah. And it's not just...
And it's a daily thing, too.
Yeah, it's a daily thing. Like, we're not just talking about on Sundays, you know what I mean? Like, you're just disciplined that day. But, like, it's a daily, like, walk. You know what I mean? Like, this is a marathon. Our life is just as long as, it is. It's not, 2 weeks and then quit. So it's just an ongoing thing. And, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that was a good word.
Yep. So that's all I got for y'all. Appreciate the time. Be accountable, man. Hold us accountable.
Hold us accountable too, because y'all should be like, if y'all don't be seeing us, no,
some people do. Like, some people do.
Some people in person like tell us for real.
Some people be like way off stuff, and they're like, "Oh man, I know you got some kids or something." Or,
and this is like, I know y'all be busy. Like people tell me that all the time, yo. Like, and it's like,
actually not.
No, not you.
No, I'm just saying. I told somebody the other day, I was like. They asked about.
I really do, and I feel like
music.
sometimes that might sound cocky or something like that. But I just want, like, people always say, "I know you got all them kids. I know you got them kids. Like, I know you got a family." And I just really want to say, "Nah, we got time." Like, I thought it was gonna be crazy too, but we really do have. We really be having time. Like, we are blessed. Like, that's not normally everybody's story. Yep. But that's why I feel like these things, these avenues that we are in are our avenues. That's why I feel like, because God has graced us to have a life that can hold those avenues in them. So if you like, you know what I mean? Like, so it's like, okay, now you playing. Like, come on. Like, it reminds me of like the people with the talent.
That's what I was telling you. I feel like we did more when we had full-time jobs.
We did because we knew we had to get done, and the drive was there, the dream was there, and like
it was
we
like,
didn't want to do.
I remember we used to say like, if we just had more time, we would do so much more, and then you get time. It's like
I know, we got a little complacent, like a little too comfortable. Being comfortable is so bad, honestly. Like I be thinking about that all the time. Like being comfortable is so not good. It makes us feel good, like our flesh, our body, or at the moment, but long term, it's just not good. Like it's just not good. You don't want to be living your life as a couch potato. And I don't mean necessarily on the couch, but just stagnant in that place. You know, I always want to be going, going through my different seasons. But yeah.
I just saw something stupid. We go in with this. All right, I'm not gonna say the name of the celebrity, but they just on Twitter was like, they just found out somebody got 6 kids, right? Right?
Okay.
So somebody was like, he's 30 and rich.
Yeah.
Why is this an issue that he has 6 kids? Okay. So somebody makes a great point. She said, kids don't care if you're rich. They care that you're present. How is he supposed to go to all the kids' baseball games, dance recitals, award ceremonies, birthday parties? This dude said, is that really a man's job?
Oh, wow.
To go to games?
For your child?
To go to recitals, to go to things? This is not the meat and potatoes of fatherhood.
Oh, my God. So the meat and potatoes? It's different for every child. What are you talking about?
They said he has to provide for, his job is to provide for the kids. Sometimes the mom, uncles, aunties, and grandparents show up. It takes a village. Athletes and entertainers miss a lot of their kids' stuff because they're making money. So we're going to end with this because I don't want to be here all day.
That's crazy.
I was going to end and say, that's stupid. Like
that is crazy.
You know how stupid it is?
It's such an unhealthy mindset.
Let me tell you how stupid this is. Man. My kids respect the hell out of me.
Yeah.
They know that I work. They know I go to. They know I
even
play
talk
places.
About music. Yeah.
They know I do stuff.
Yeah.
But I went to all of their award ceremonies this past few weeks.
Yeah.
When they came in that gym, heads was turning, making sure their mother and dad was there.
Yeah. Yeah.
They didn't care about the house they live in. They didn't care about
the money.
The money. They didn't care that they have Wi-Fi. They didn't care about video games.
The clothes they had on. Like they didn't care. They don't care.
They wanted to walk in the gym, turn their head, and see their parents.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yep.
Being present matters.
Yeah.
Believe me. And I'll leave it there. That was stupid. That just pissed me off, bro. Yeah, thank y'all for listening to the podcast. No accountability with these guys, bro. Just want to make kids everywhere and I'll send a little money.
No discipline.
No discipline.
No discipline.
No discipline. All right, man. Y'all have a good night, man.